computer. Okay, Hetal, so we want to welcome you to this gathering. It's our honor and pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I just want to tell what I heard. So I've just heard from you that about 2 weeks ago you completed your 14-day dry fast. Is that right? Okay, we have some connection problem.
True.
Hetal? Yeah, so you completed your 14-day dry fast about 2 weeks ago, yeah? Okay,
yeah.
So my first question is, what brought you to this path of healing, regeneration, fasting? Could you please tell us your personal background?
Actually, I'm a yoga teacher. I have been teaching yoga since the age of 15 because my parents were also yoga teachers. So I've been actually born and brought up in this yoga culture. All my friends are also yoga teachers in India, and I am still in touch with them. So whenever we discuss, it is about desires and wants and food and all those things, or nature walks and blind walks and everything like that. Then I got married and came to Germany and lost touch of yoga for 5 to 6 years because it was very difficult with Indian mentality to teach European people yoga. So I then learned again. I did a whole yoga education in German so that I could be recognized from health insurance. And I did a lot more courses, all what I knew in India. I learned everything in German and took certificates after certificates. Like I'm an Ayurveda dietitian, I'm an Ayurveda health coach, spiritual health coach, and many other things. And I had my own yoga center from Yoga Vidya. I had taken franchise of Yoga Vidya. And since 5 years, I had a yoga center. But in 2015, I had cancer, breast cancer. And that is when I started fasting. Before that, I used to do smoothies and all those things, but it was never fasting. We used to eat a lot of raw food, 80-20. And I think I came to some... after one of my Ayurveda seminars, they said that cow milk without horns is very good for health and you should do it. And I went to a organic shop where they said that they can deliver me this cow's milk fresh from this, what they are taking, that hay, fresh hay, and that can be delivered only 6 bottles every day. So I used to drink about 2 to 3 liters of milk every day. Only milk diet I used to do.
Wow.
And within a month, I had breast cancer. So I would never recommend anybody milk.
Yeah.
And nothing in excess. And from that time, I started doing juice fast, and I came into this fasting world. For a long time, I was doing only mono fruit juice fast once a day. And very good for me, but still, the thing was, I was always having the fever that the cancer can come back anytime. Because after 6 months, when every time they would do this sonographies and mammographies and all this test, and they said, we don't know, something is coming up, there is a tumor, but we don't know whether it's active or not active. And I was also always in this fear. And after that, I started doing 4 days, 5 days dry fast. It was not on a continuous basis, because once I finished the dry fast, it was very difficult for me to again continue it. But now it is easier for me to continue. In this dry fast, I have seen a lot of changes which I have not seen earlier. like my lymph node, which I have on the neck, that has become very small. My wrinkles were totally gone. Um, I had my pimples were totally gone on fruit juice fast. In spite of taking only watermelon juice or only cucumber juice, I did not see such prominent changes.
Mm, very interesting. So could you please summarize your fasting experience prior to this fast? Like how many times you fasted for a few days and all the things related to that?
I have fasted multiple times. I don't remember, but yeah, once in 15 days or once in a month, I have always fasted for 4 days, 5 days, how much ever I can keep. Sometimes for 8 to 10 days. But every time I had to break the fast because I did not have control over myself, or I had this breathing problem where then I came into panic situation. For the first time, my fast was very easy for me because according to Satmaga and Ivana and all, I understood that during fasting, it is not only about lying down and what I had read from just moving. Even Elitom talks about that you have to keep moving yourself. And my biggest problem is my lymph system. And since I kept moving and I kept walking a lot, fasting, I used to jog and walk about 10-15 kilometers. But after fasting, after 3 to 4 days, I thought that I have less energy and I could not breathe that easily because I used to walk always in the forest and they are up and down the hills. So uphill was very difficult for me. So then I slowed down and I started walking. I used to walk 15, 18 months, sometimes 22 kilometers a day. And I used to cycle twice a day for 1 hour. That helped me along. I had a lot of energy. I never had loose skin, which I always had in other fasts. And I had less hunger cravings. That helped me a lot.
So now you have been talking about your last fast, right? That you remained physically active during this last fasting, right? Hetal? Yes, Hetal, we had some kind of connection problem. So
Yeah.
I just want to get it. You right now, when you talked about physical activity, you talked about this last fast, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you remained physically active. Okay, and in terms of your daily life, your daily activities, did you maintain your regular daily activities while fasting, or you kind of made it easier for yourself?
I can't understand anything. I
Can
can't
you hear
hear
me
you.
now?
It's paused somehow. Yeah, yeah. Now
Can
I
you
can.
hear me? So what I asked is, did you remain your regular daily activities throughout this fast, or you made it easier for you, in addition to the physical exercise
Yeah.
that you mentioned?
I used to have all my daily activities.
So you continued
And
keeping
not
them?
only that, I used to teach yoga in government schools and also with children. I had 2 classes and 3 to 5 days a week. I didn't have any problem with that. In fact, with children, it is very strenuous because you have to jump and dance with them in yoga activity. But I never had any thirst, which I always had earlier, and I didn't have any problem. Another thing was I used to cook for my daughter. I used to clean the house. I used to do gardening. I never had any problem.
Amazing. And how was it previously, before this fast, during your shorter fast, did you have any problems such as weakness, dizziness, inability
Everything,
to?
everything. I have headaches, I had dizziness, I could not get up, I had low energy. I had all those problems because I thought I'm fasting and I have to save my energy. But
Wow.
that caused me more problems.
Okay, so what was your, could you please share some of your successful actions during this fast so that this phenomena, that you didn't have it this time? What exactly did you change there? Because it might be very, very beneficial for the people.
I walked a lot. I moved. I think my problem was my lymph system, and I saw to it that I am always active. I moved my lymph system a lot, and that did not give me any pains, any problems.
Mm. Okay, so that was the main secret of this fast.
Yeah, I had 2-3 days liver and kidney pain, but I just took hot water packs. I put it on the liver and the kidneys in the evening for 20 minutes, and within 2-3 days, the pain was gone.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And could you please tell us how you prepared for this long fast? Did you do any special cleanses?
Yeah, normally I always do saltwater flush because I have been doing this since childhood. But because Ivana had told me that I should stay away from salt, so then I started doing. I normally take seasonal fruit, and right now we have only two seasonal fruits: apple, pear, and orange. Oranges we
Mm-hmm.
get directly from Spain farms. So I did orange ginger juice fast and pear fast.
I'm sorry, orange and ginger fast, and which one?
Pear
Ah,
fast.
okay. For how long before this dry fast? How long did you do that? At all? Yeah, there was again some
Yeah,
kind of interruption. What I asked was, how long did you do that prior to starting dry fasting?
I did it. I did it for 3 to 4 days, but I used to take 5 to 6 liters of juice, and it was
Ah,
really very intense.
okay. Very interesting. So, and was it a mono juice every day, like, or
Yeah,
you put, yeah? Ah,
it
okay.
was mono.
Mm-hmm. And in addition to that, did you do any particular bowel cleanses, enemas, things like that?
No, I have hemorrhoids problem, so I have a lot of problem with enemas. So I avoid enemas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Very interesting. So this time there was no saltwater flush, or you did have some?
No, I didn't do any
You didn't
saltwater
do
flush.
any. Okay. Okay, Hetal. So I still have few more questions, but maybe we have quite a lot of people here. So guys, please, if you have any questions so far, please.
I'd like to ask, in terms of healing, what did you see? You said you had cancer. How did it affect? How did it affect it? I mean, what healing benefits did you see after fasting?
I used to do for a very long time only juice fasting, mono juice fasting only once a day, which I used to take about between 9:30 to 11 a.m. and that's all for the day. And that helped me a lot to um, prevent the different type of lymph nodes that kept coming up and different type of nodes that kept coming up.
Just juices. Juice fast was enough.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but there's a long way between juice fast and 14 days, 2 weeks dry fast. So how did you get to, for healing, because of the cancer, because in order to get to heal yourself? Is that why you dry fast?
Yeah, because I don't want it to come back. That is the main reason why I fast. And in this fast, I really felt that dry fasting was very, very easy.
And I mean, does it help you with the cancer? It didn't come back, or I mean, you were healed.
Yeah, it has not. It has not come back since then.
You healed yourself from cancer because of juices and fasting.
No, I did go through operation, and I did go through radiotherapy. But they messed up with my radiotherapy, and I had a lot more complications. My lungs and my left side of all the nerves were totally burnt in radiation therapy. And to come out of that, I had severe lung pain for years. I had trouble walking. I had a lot of trouble breathing normally. And I think the juice fast have helped me a lot to come out from that problem.
You did go on, and you did take chemotherapy treatments. You did undergo.
I didn't do chemotherapy, but I because it was a hormone-related cancer, but I had to go through radiation therapy.
And so far everything's okay. So, and it is due to fasting, not to the radiotherapy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Radiotherapy had messed up my body a lot, but juice fasting had helped me recover it, which the doctors claimed that I have to live with it whole life.
You what? I didn't get that. What did the doctor say?
I have to live with. I have to live with the pain, and I have to live with the lung pain and pain in the breast. I had severe pain in the breast. It was so severe that nobody could touch here. If even somebody tried to touch me or hug me, I had severe pain. But all that has gone due to just fruit juice diet.
And the doctors probably say it's due to luck. You just got lucky.
Yeah.
That's what they always say. That's interesting. So you managed to heal yourself by yourself.
One more thing what I wanted to say this time is what helped me is deep breathing. When I used to walk for 3-4 hours every day, I used to just be in a meditative state, and I used to deep breathe. I have learned this Kumbhaka pranayam, and I used to breathe in a cycle of 4-5-5-2. That means I breathe in 4 times, I hold my breath for 5 times, I breathe out 5 times, and I hold the vacuum in my body for 2 times. So I've learned this method from my my teacher, and I continue that, and that helped me a lot. When I walk, or when I jog, or when I run, I never open my mouth. That helps me to save my energy within, and helps me in my fast breathing or breathing palpitations and all those problems. So whenever I had time, whenever I was sitting, I was standing, I used to deep breathe, and this has helped me a lot with my sour taste and bitter taste. And I also felt that literally every time I was deep breathing, I was exhaling my toxins from my lungs and my thyroid. Because Kumbhaka pranayam, when you breathe out contracting your thyroid muscles. So that deep breathing out had helped me every time. Morning I would get up, and mouth would be so bitter that I wanted to break the fast. But I would just go out. I would get up, walk, cycle 1 hour at home, and go out. I would drop my daughter in the school and go out in the forest. And then she comes at 1. So about 7:38, morning 8 o'clock to 12:30, 1 o'clock, I used to just walk and walk and walk in the forest. And that helped me really so much. It gave me so much energy. And then evenings, I used to walk with my friends or my daughter, but just for fresh air. I could have fasted much more, but it was that my daughter fell sick for 5 days. She had severe fever and she didn't allow me to go out of the house. I didn't have anybody to take care of her. And then 5 days I stayed at home. I didn't do much movement because I had to take care of her. And I was busy trying to cure her. And in that process, I think my lymph system was then too overloaded or clogged. And then all the symptoms started coming up. I had dizziness, I had a headache, and then I went to I still continued, and I went to the supermarket to buy something, and I just fainted there.
Mm.
And then I got very scared. Then I started having, still I continued the whole day. Next morning I had severe breathing problems. And that is when I said that I think I have to stop now. I started very slowly with water and continued with water for 3 days. And then slowly I started with diluted juice. About 4th or 5th days, I thought that now I can start with water and juice. And that's when the whole body got swollen.
And 14 days, that was the longest?
Yeah, that was very long.
And you said you could have continued, but you had different.
I was feeling very, very energetic, very, very good for the first time in all my fast. And I can say that that lot of movement helped me, and deep breathing and naturally meditation. I used to do Hatha Yoga Pranayam. I used to do Kriya Yoga Pranayam. I used to do meditation. I used to do yoga, because you don't sleep so much and then you have a lot of energy. So I used to, about 2 o'clock morning, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock morning, 2 to 3, I used to do mantra chanting. I've been given a mantra for, one mantra for my negative energy, Mrityunjay mantra, and I have been given Gayatri mantra for inner strength and Om chanting. So I used to do that mantra chanting 1 hour, and then 1 hour Hatha Yoga and 1 hour Kriya Yoga from my teacher. And then I used to do yoga for 1 hour. I had so much energy. Then I used to wake up my daughter 6 o'clock, make her ready for school, and still I could cycle for half an hour, and then I could go for a walk for 3-4 hours. I come back, I cook. If I have a class, then I go for my yoga classes. And then I'm busy with my daughter, with her homework and what is she done. Evening we used to go for walks together. And again, I used to come home and cook for her evening meal. And then I used to cycle before sleeping 1 hour. I had lots of energy. I could sleep with like till 11 or 12. And yeah, I was ready again at 3.
And you fasted and you cooked, and it was no problem. Cooking while fasting, it was no problem.
No, I did have. My mind always told me that you can have just little or so. So in the beginning, I used to put a tape on my mouth.
Wow.
That white medical tape that you get, that I used to put on my mouth, so that, because in many of the fasts it has happened that unconsciously I just taste the salt or sugar without knowing, and then I think, oh God, I shouldn't have. So to avoid that, I used to, while cooking, I used to put a tape on my mouth, and I always used to cook with hand gloves on, so that with hand gloves, so that I don't touch the water.
Hi, Hetal. Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, sure.
This is Ivana. I wanted to ask you if this was the first time that, the first fast where you did not do the salt water flush.
No, last time also I didn't do, I think I have since June, since you have told me I don't do salt water flushes.
And when you did the juices before, did you feel that they were sufficient in cleaning your intestines out?
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to drink watermelon juice when I used to drink it, and within half an hour, everything would just flush out.
Uh-huh. And did you notice a difference in your ability to fast longer since you stopped using salt?
No, but I felt that after saltwater flush, I was dehydrated.
Mm-hmm.
And after juice fast, I felt very hydrated and safe.
Okay.
I think there were less emotions coming out. There was less pain in the organs or intestine.
Are you still on dry fast right now?
Yeah.
And how many days are you in now?
4 days.
Uh-huh. And have all of your edema resolved?
No, it's still there on the face, but on the legs, it's totally gone. It went away yesterday. In the hands, it's totally gone now. So much, much better now.
So the only piece of advice I want to give you here is that you don't want to go too long now on a dry fast, because you're going to go back to the same thing. You understand? You don't want to circle all the way around. You just want to stay on it long enough to get your symptoms go away and clean that residue up, because if you continue to go, then you start to go too deep again, and you may end up in the same spot with the swelling coming back when you break the fast. So this is where you got to keep the balance. You don't want to go too long, because then you end up in the same place that you were a few days ago. You see?
Okay. Thank you.
And yeah, and I wanted to ask you, you know, if you were watching your urine for sediment.
Yeah, I have sediment.
And did you have the same amount of sediment all the way up to 14 days, or did it stop after or did the sediment diminish after like 9 days or so, or 10 days?
No, in the beginning, there was not so much sediment, but after 6 and 7 days, there was more sediment. There was less urine, but more sediment.
Okay. And did you have any issue sleeping at all? Like how much did you sleep after like 9 days? Did you still sleep the same amount, or was it severely diminished?
I had the feeling that after 7th, 8th day, I started sleeping more.
Really?
Because the more I walked, the more exercise I did, I think the body needed time to recover.
And how many hours were you getting at that point?
5 to 6 hours.
Wow, that's amazing. And you slept like that all through till the end, till day 14?
Yeah. But the thing was, I had to be careful with the exercise, because like I have done cycling for 1 hour, and then I drove for half an hour. When I came back, I was literally so sleepy that I could not drive the car, because I was very tired then. So every time after a long exercise or a heavy exercise, I felt that I was tired. And when I slept for some time, then I was fit again. I think in that time, the toxins were trying to come out and heal themselves, and it made me very drowsy and sleepy.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And did you notice having a healing crisis on days 8 through 10? That's that time frame.
Yeah, I had between 7 to 9 days, I was having a healing crisis, which was actually not so much because of my constant movement of the lymph. And day 12 and 18, yeah, they must be healing crisis, but that by that time I had stopped moving, and so it had become worse. Another worst thing for me was I used to take yoga classes 3 hours a day, and because of the new rule in Germany that everybody has to take yoga classes and breathing exercises with their masks on. That was very difficult for me. I could not, with my mask on, I could not do deep breathing exercises, which the teachers expected from me.
Okay.
So there I started having, on the day 12th, 13th, I started having a lot of breathing problems, just like that, with mask. And yeah, day 14, day 13, I just fell down in the supermarket, and I said, I called the school and I said, I won't come for this month because with mask on, I cannot take classes.
Wow. And can you tell me a little more about the symptoms that you experienced after breaking the fast? Was it just the swelling? Was it everywhere, or was it localized to specific areas?
When I was taking only 4 to 5 teaspoons of water, because I could not take more water after 14 days fast. I think all my organs had literally shut down, or they had shrunk. So I could not take more water. When I was taking little water, there was no problem. Everything was going fine. Then slowly I started taking water 2 times a day. That was also fine. Then I could take more water, half a glass of water. When I started taking half glass of water, then I had the craving to start juice. The minute I started fruit juice, it was diluted. I took only 2 spoons or teaspoons of juice and diluted it. Second time I took that and I took this orange juice and freshly pressed, and the swelling started. Then I took again, I thought, okay, maybe it's because of the juice, let me try water. But whether water or juice, whatever I took, I started swelling and swelling. And I waited for 1 week that the swelling might come down before I wrote anything in weekly fasting group. But the swelling increased and increased. I walked and walked, but in spite of so much walking and doing yoga, everything, my swelling did not stop.
Mm. And when you went back on the dry fast, how quickly you started to see the change, the symptoms going away?
It was not immediately. The first day I couldn't see much, and I was scared. The second day it was like my right leg was swollen, then my left leg, my right thigh was more, my left thigh was more swollen than my right thigh. And the parts, there were some parts that were less swollen and some parts that were more swollen. Swelling in my upper body was totally gone. Swelling in my hands was gone. But my stomach, my thighs, legs, they were swollen very badly.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So I think it just shows where we still have a lot of acids in the body, because that's where the body is going to hold water the most, and it's going to take the longest to let go. But going back on a dry fast, yes, it makes sense that you wouldn't see results right away, because we still have to go through those stages. We have to go into ketosis first. First we burn off the glycogen, then ketosis, and then things start to move. So it may take, and if you were only doing juices, you should have gone into that stage fairly quickly. So no more than 24, 36 hours. That's when you start to see things moving out of the body.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And congratulations. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you very
absolutely
much.
amazing. Yeah. Okay, guys, anyone else?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
I have a couple of questions. I don't know, Arik, I joined you a little late, but I hope I'm not going to be repeating what she has handled. One, apart from the healing of cancer, because of her, she has talked about healing of her cancer, do you have any other change that you have in your body that is a positive change, apart from the healing of cancer? It was a lymph cancer or something. I don't remember.
Breast.
Breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So apart from that, is there any other positive change that you're seeing in your system or your health, or generally your mind, your psychology, what else has fasting done to you apart from the healing of breast cancer?
Psychologically, I had a lot of ups and downs. There were times where I was very, very positive and patient in crisis. And there were also times when I was very irritated and frustrated with myself because the fast didn't go the way I want, or things didn't go the way I wanted. Physically, after the fast, I have never had cough, cold, fever, anything like that. Never, ever. In Germany here, they always say that from October to February, everybody gets one time at least fever and influenza and all those things, but I have never got any cough or cold, nothing.
So how do you find
physically,
breathing?
I was actually very
Do you
fit.
find your lungs much opened? Okay. How about your breathing? Is your lungs very okay? Do you see any difference?
Yes, it has improved a lot. First, I could not normally breathe. My breathing was very, very, how do you say, fluck. It was very...
Shallow?
Yeah.
Shallow?
Difference in your breathing?
Yeah, shallow, right. It was very, very shallow. And now I can deep breathe. I can deep breathe a lot. I can hold my breath a lot, because walking and holding breath is very difficult when you have very shallow breathing. And it was also a fight with myself or my body to breathe, walk fast, try to walk fast and breathe and hold the breath. But over a period of time, I could achieve that. And that was a very big achievement for me. She said that what other changes, the important change for me was my doctors had already given up, and they said that this breathing, nothing can be done. My radiologist had put their hands up. It's not because of us. So we cannot do anything here. And you have to live with this pain. You have to live with this condition lifelong. Everybody has told me it is for lifelong. And I panicked all the more, because I am not that old that I can, survive in this state for lifelong. I had small children at that time. My daughter was 6 and my son was 14. So I could not just sit down and keep crying that I have pain, I can't work, I can't do things. I have a house, a 3-floored house, where it takes me 2 hours just to clean it. And I had so much pain that I could not do the garden work or clean the house or take care of the children and take them out. But now I can do everything on my own. I don't need any help, outside help. And that's a great achievement for me.
Yeah, Arik, I still have a couple of questions. How about the plan? Did you plan to fast 14 days? What was the original plan of the fast?
I never plan my fast, because whenever I have done that, it has never worked. So I just go however, I just go with the flow. When I have planned that
what was the...
Whenever I planned that I'll do it for 10 days or 12 days or 5 days, I've always done little less than that. So now I stopped planning and I said, I'll just go with the flow. If I can, I can. If I can't, I can't.
Yeah, which is a challenge I also do experience. This other one, between, okay, the first time you started the fast and the time you're ending the fast, what was the most difficult time of your fast? Because sometimes some people reach the 8th day, they find that they cannot go on again. They feel like they're dying. They feel like, did you reach any point at a time that you felt like you are not continuing, and then you decided to continue? And how did you overcome that stage so that you kept going until you reached that 14th day?
Till now, every time I have tried to do that, I have not been able to continue it. because I am still emotionally not that strong that I have been able to go above my healing crisis. Every is, I think, one of my major weaknesses. Then I give up because I'm very, very scared. I'm scared because my mother also had lung disease, and she died with breathlessness, and I have seen her, the pain, her physical condition. And when I have any of those symptoms, I feel like I'll also die like her, which I never want to die like her. So that is my mental trauma, which I am not able to come out of. And that is why every time when I come in that situation, I get panicky and I break the fast. But this time, because of my continuous lymph movement, I did not have that condition. When I stopped moving that much, that condition came. But otherwise, if I had continued moving like I was during the fast, then I would not break the fast.
Thank you. Thank you. I think, Arik, I will stop at that point. Thank you.
Okay, guys.
Anyway, congratulations, Hatal Shah. Congratulations, Hatal Shah. Thank you so much for your response.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Who else has any questions for Hetal?
Hi, Hetal. It's Rory here. Thank you so much for sharing your most interesting story. It's been so fascinating, and what an incredible achievement. I mean, the willpower and the strength of mind it must have taken. I really admire you. From my side, I would really be curious to know what sort of spiritual benefits you felt like during that time. So, I mean, that's a really fascinating that you could walk for up to 4 hours, and that was a very meditative process for you. Did you feel that you moved towards like almost like a breathless state in a positive way, very meditative, breathless state, like deep concentration and meditation? Did meditation come quite spontaneously?
Yes, meditation came very spontaneously. I used to do sun gazing also in the mornings when the sun came out. But here in Germany, some sun does not come out so often, or most of the time it does not come out in the morning, maybe at 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and 4 o'clock is already dark. So whenever there was sun and I could see it, then I used to sun gaze it. That gave me also energy, and there was a deep sense of satisfaction and joy in this walking process. Another thing was I could walk in 2 degrees with a t-shirt, and that was a wonderful experience. I had just heard it from people, but I had never experienced it myself. And this time I could experience it myself, and that was such a wonderful experience because there was so much heat in the body during this dry fasting that I used to enjoy and love and crave for that cold air. And like Ivana said, that really alkalized my whole body and my lungs. Not only that, for the first time, my skin was so smooth and soft without applying any cream, any oil, nothing at all, because it was a hard dry fast. In 2 degrees also, without applying anything, my lips did not crack, which normally also cracks all the time.
Wow.
And there was itching, no dryness, no dandruff. I didn't bath so many days, 2 weeks, and there was no perspiration, no odor. It was a lovely experience. I never felt the need to bath.
How beautiful, man. Jeez, it must have been like a deep rest for you almost. I would also be curious to know, now that you've gone through such a, I don't know, maybe even life-changing process, how do you feel about going back to eating normally again? Are you excited about adopting a diet, or do you feel like it's going to be difficult going back, or you don't even think about it? Or, what are your feelings? What are your thoughts on food and your body's needs for food after going through such an experience?
Actually, my body does not need food or water. It's only my emotional body that needs a lot. My physical body doesn't need it. I actually have to be more aware of myself, which is in the process. I'm growing, evolving with every fast. And I think somewhere down the lane, I will again come to a point where I will not need that emotional eating, because food is related to our emotions.
Okay, so my final question actually would be around emotions. I'm very fascinated by how fasting can heal emotions. In my limited experience with juice fasting and a little bit of dry fasting, it's had quite a profound effect on my own emotional healing. So I can imagine with your deep dedication to this, and your 14 days, that it must have, well, how did it affect your healing on an emotional level? I think you did touch on it here and there, but
emotionally, I was in the beginning very, very frustrated and irritated. I don't know why, but all those negative emotions came out. And then there was a point, I was very, very happy. Actually, I used to walk so long in the forest, because whenever I was in the forest, there was so much positive energy. And there was so much joy, and I just can't explain it, but it was just wonderful. I felt so good. There was no hunger, there was no pain, nothing at all. It was only that when I came, I entered my car and I went to supermarkets and I came home and everything started. And when I'm at home, it is 24 hours thinking about food. What will my daughter have in breakfast, and what will we have for lunch, and what she will have for dinner, and how do I cook, and how do I prepare beforehand. So it's all about food. But over a period of time, I could separate myself that this is not for me. This is not my life or my emotions. This is about her life and her food. So it was easier for me to control myself.
Oh, so interesting. Thank you for sharing so openly, and much appreciated.
Welcome.
Okay. Hetal, now I have a few questions. First of all, have you seen any change in your eyesight as a result of this 2-week fast?
Yes, I could not read I am also now 45. This 22nd December, I complete 45. So, yeah, I had this problem reading labels, the ingredients of any labels, what is written very in very small handwriting. Now I can read those.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, there was some interruption on the line. So could you please, what kind of difficulty did you have before?
I could not read the names of or I could not read the ingredients which are labeled below any packet. So that was difficult for me. I started understanding that there are vision problems, but I never wanted to wear spectacles. After this dry fast, those vision problems have vanished. I can read the ingredients very clearly.
That's wonderful. And my next question is, when you are back to food, how do you think you will have any changes in relation to how you ate before the fast in your diet?
Yeah, I don't know this time, but it's always been very difficult for me. Once I start eating fruits, then I have strong urges for denser fruits or for something else, because I have to cook everything for my daughter, and I'm always surrounded by food, and then I get attracted to all those things. But I don't know how it is going to be this time. it has been very difficult for me from juice fast to again come to dry fast.
Yeah.
So this time's experience, I don't know.
Okay. And I have another question. Maybe it's not related to that, to our subject directly, but you mentioned that you are certified Ayurvedic practitioner, right? Okay, there was some interruption, so I will repeat it. You've mentioned.
I think it's
interrupted. Yeah. I think you mentioned in the beginning of our conversation that one of your that you are a certified Ayurvedic practitioner.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask you, how do you reconcile the Ayurvedic approach with lots of cooked food, cooking, milk products, etc., with all this cleansing and healing modality that we are trying to adopt in our life? Do you have any ideas about that?
Yeah. When I was studying yoga, Ayurveda is part of our Indian culture. So I've learned it from my grandmothers and mothers and my mother-in-laws about Ayurveda. Basically, Ayurveda is for sick people who are really sick and having diseases, to cure them and give them a healthy lifestyle and balance their three doshas, Vata, Pitta and Kapha. And the yogic food is for healthy people. So the yogic food is basically the sattvic food or raw food, and everything that is what you can eat raw, that is everything that you can eat raw is considered to be yogic food. And I was a full-time yoga teacher in India for 10 years before I got married. So I had always been on a high raw food diet.
Yeah,
we used to have this 80% raw food diet and 20% cooked food diet. So one meal I used to get from one of the houses of the meditators living there, and otherwise we used to have after our yoga classes, after the class, raw food in the class itself.
Wonderful. Just among our viewers, there are probably some people who don't know what doshas mean. Could you please explain, just so that they don't get these words that they don't understand? Just in a few words.
Doshas are actually our energies. We have three energies. One is Vata or air in our body. Pitta is fire or the digestive fire in our body, and Kapha is the mucus in our body. So to balance the three according to the seasons, that is what Ayurveda does. So what type of Ayurveda is about feelings, emotion, and the Ayurveda says that every food, every thing that we put in our mouth has feelings and emotions or vibrations that we say. And these vibrations, are they cold, are they hot, are they salty, are they, it's related to our feelings. How do you feel? And that is why in Ayurveda they say that you have to eat cooked food, but freshly cooked every day, every meal, because every time you want to have your food, you have a different feeling. You cannot have the same feeling what you had in the morning, the same feeling you cannot have in the evening. So every meal has to be freshly cooked according to your mind state and according to the season.
Okay, very interesting. Hetal, and I have another question. For example, if you have a friend today who gets diagnosed with cancer, and this friend is into these ideas of natural healing, what kind of advice would you give him or her regarding conventional medical treatment, regarding fasting, regarding diet? It might be relevant to the people who watch that.
I would definitely recommend high diet juice fast and high diet mono fruits. I would never ever want anybody to make the same mistake which I made. I was searching for alternative therapy and I was searching for alternative answer, but everybody told me that you have to go through operation and you have to go through radiotherapy and there is no other options, and nobody was in my favor. So I had to go through all this, but I would never recommend anybody else to go through it.
And today, from your point of view now, how would you go about that if you had the choice right now?
I would have gone, if I had the choice right now, I would have gone only for lots of fruit juices and then water fast and dry fast.
So you wouldn't go for an operation, for any kind of conventional?
No way.
No. Very
interesting.
And
I given tamoxifen, but I had not taken tamoxifen for 5 years continuously. If I would have taken tamoxifen or the anti-cancer medicine what they gave me, this medicine was to stop my hormones and bring me into menopause immediately. If I would have taken for 5 years, I would not have looked what I look today, and I would not have the energy what I have today.
Wow. Okay, guys, who else has any questions for Hetal? So Hetal, I wanted to ask you, you already talked about that, but what were your main challenges during this past? And what were your main achievements? How would you summarize both of those sides?
Like first day, I did not have any food cravings. Second day, I had stiff jaw muscles and pain in my upper teeth, a little headache. But I did a little massage and everything was then gone within half an hour. Then when I started walking so long, also I had pain in my knees and then pain in my legs. And slowly, I did not stop walking. I just slowed down the walking. Instead of walking fast, I used to walk slow. Instead of jogging, I started walking, but I did not stop. I said that I will not stop anything. I will just concentrate on kilometers, how many kilometers I'm doing. Unless and until it may take, someday it may take 2 hours, someday it may take 3 hours or 4 hours, it didn't matter. I saw to it that I finished my 15 kilometers or 20 kilometers, and I was every day waiting for, if I didn't have any other appointments, I would love to walk more. And I said, it is just walking. Just let me push myself a little more and push myself a little more. And that helped me a lot. This long, deep breathings, that helped me a lot to come out of bad odors and that metallic taste and bitter taste in my mouth and all those things. I used to release gas even after dry fasting, but I didn't have any cramps like earlier. I didn't have any cough in the throat. By day, the coated tongue also started clearing up, and I was having that pink tongue again. My neck lump node here was very big. It has reduced it has become very small to 1/4 of the size. And my doctor, my physiotherapist is very happy about it. After day 7, my urine was stinking more and more. It becoming less and less. There was a time when I had burning sensation in the urine. And then after 2-3 days, everything became normal from itself. I don't know how. I had cankers and blisters in the mouth, which came up early morning, and after the breath work and walking, everything vanished by itself. After 2 to 3 days, I had pimples on the face. There came up pimples, and then after 3-4 days, so by day 7, everything went off by itself. Then my hair were not so oily. Otherwise, by day 5 or day 6, my hair are so oily that I can't stand them. But till day 14, I could, I could tolerate my hair. It was not so oily. There was no dandruff. Skin was very smooth, very soft and smooth. There was no dryness anywhere. Otherwise, I had such itching problem in my legs and my hands that I had to apply some oil or cream. This time there was nothing, no problem. There was no muscle tightness or pain even after walking so much. I didn't have any body ache and pain. Though if I ran, I felt that my lungs and my organs were paining, so I then did not give so much jerks to my body. My eyesight improved. Then my livers and kidneys that pained after 2 to 3 days of hot water packs, that pain was gone. My energy was great. I had so much energy in the evenings also that I could play with my daughter, and I could go out for a walk with her. She took her inline skates and I walked, and we could enjoy our time together. Otherwise, I used to be so cranky in my earlier fast, and I would just lie down and do nothing and just concentrate and meditate and be with myself. I could not tolerate other person, but this time I had a lot of energy to tolerate another person in my life. And I also went out for walks with my friends in the afternoons. So we used to talk and walk 1 or 2 hours. I had that much energy to talk, to tolerate another person, because, you know, it's Corona time and everybody is in too much fear, and to have the patience to accept somebody and to accept their negativities was very difficult for me. So during the fast, normally I wouldn't meet anybody. But this time I was comfortable meeting somebody and talking to somebody and tolerating somebody.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So does anyone have any more questions? Because otherwise we will be wrapping it up.
Just one more. About the time you just broke the fast, did you have any issues with the teeth, sensitivity or something like that?
That I had in the first 2-3 days. After that, it was totally gone.
Thank you. Thank you. And congratulations again. You are inspiration. Thank you. And maybe Arik, what can you advise people who are, Shah, what can you advise these people who are going through such like a thing? Like, breast cancer is a big issue in the world today. So many people are suffering of it. Others are dying of it.
Yeah, I think they should give up dairy and cereals and bread, and till they stick to vegetables and fruits and raw food, they will never get breast cancer.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Hetal, one question from you, last one, sorry.
Yeah.
You obviously did this, or actually, sorry, I'm just assuming, are you not in a relationship, or are you in a relationship? Because I would imagine embarking on something like this with a partner, or you'd say at least not an understanding partner, would be extremely difficult, if not impossible.
That's true.
What are your thoughts? Where are you in?
I'm not in relationship. I'm divorced. So I live with my daughter and my son. He's studying in Switzerland now. So I am not into any relationship. But when I was fasting when I was in relationship and fasting, my husband was very adjusting, and he would understand, because fast is very India, and whether we are in periods or during fasting, that means that whether we are in menstruation or during fasting, in our culture, we are not allowed to have sex.
Thanks, Hetal. Thank you.
Welcome.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Well, my sister had a breast cancer, and she's gone. She's undertaken all the chemotherapy and radiotherapy, and she's taking this medicine you mentioned. And I have a little lump, not problematic, and I fear it. So, just if you have any advice, you just said raw food.
Yeah, I would prefer totally fruit diet, because fruits are the only things that detox. Vegetables do not detox the body. So I would go for 100% fruit diet till you remove that lump, and once it's gone, and dry fasting in between, and once it's gone, then it's your take. I think normally when it's totally gone, it would not come up again.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, guys, anyone else? Okay, Hetal, so I think it's the time to wrap it up. Thank you so much. And congratulations for this great accomplishment.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we are all sending you love and light and lots of healing on your journey. And I was personally thinking, if you, of course, we can be in touch in personal messages, but I think this science of breathing and few pranayama exercises would be very beneficial for the people in the group. So maybe if you don't mind, we can organize some kind of gathering like that, where you would just teach us few techniques, few simple techniques that might be beneficial for fasting. Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, sure. Because I have learned it from my yoga teacher, and I have learned it from a guru, and I have been living in this ashram or this seminar house for years, and I had been working in a school in Visakhapatnam in South India, and because I was a full-time yoga teacher. So I've been learning this pranayam or breathing exercises for 13 years, and been teaching them also to my students 3 times a day classes for 3 hours every day. So I have learned the breathing exercises very intensely.
Okay, that's amazing.
So I would surely like to give it to them. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Hetal. Okay, so thank you so much. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, and thank you all very much for coming here.
Can I have also one question?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any online classes, yoga online classes? If you do, I'm going to participate in your class too.
Till now, I used to take only privately, but if people are interested, I can take group classes or private classes. You're always welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, guys, so thank you so much.
Arik, just 1 minute. Mm-hmm. Was this a total dry fast, or was it a soft fast? Was she touching water, maybe bathing or something? As we close, please. I'm really sorry for bringing this late.
No, it was a total hard dry fast. I used to wear hand gloves, rubber hand gloves, and while driving and cleaning the house and cooking.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Last chance, guys. Does anyone have any more questions? No. Okay, guys, so thank you very much to all of you. So we are stopping the recording, and Hetal, we'll keep in touch. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
You.
Thank you very much.
Bye.